Welcome to your daily focus for April the 3rd, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you, truly, for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. What fell out? Oh, the gratitude card. Again with the gratitude card. My goodness, this was probably one of the most popular cards in the weeklies this week. The gratitude card. So whether or not it's affecting your relationships or your emotions or the way you are proceeding in the outward world, depending on whether you are watching your sun, your moon, or your rising. Pay attention to the gratitude card. Pay attention to the people that surround you, the things they do for you, the support they give you, and be grateful for those things. It's all too easy to fall into the trap of the lack thereof. I lack this in my life, that in my life. I'll never have enough of this or that or the other. And when we put our focus and our energy in that direction, it brings in more of the same. And so it's an unending cycle. So you have to break the cycle and you have to start looking around you and being grateful for the things that are in your life right now. And this week in all the weeklies pretty well was journaling again. So start your gratitude journal today. Start it with a scrap of paper, a pen, preferably baby blue ink, because that attaches you not only to your spirituality but also your creativity. Watch the world change around you slowly but surely as you fill up the pages on that gratitude journal and reread it. Absolutely. But just the mere sight of pages and pages of things that you were grateful for. Maybe it was something that happened to you or something you saw. Maybe it was as small as a little flower coming through the cracks of asphalt that made you smile for a brief moment. Or that baby's giggle in the aisle over at the grocery store. Something somebody said. Thank goodness they were there to say that and put a smile on your face today. In personal relationships, it's often very easy to lash out at the people we love the most because we know subconsciously they'll understand and they'll forgive us at the end of the day. But it doesn't make it any more right that we do that. So think before you you vomit all over somebody else because you had a bad day. I don't know how else to put that. Don't pull their energy down because your energy is low. Look at ways of raising your energy today. Okay, so we have the King of Swords asking us to step up to the plate, to be knighted, to go forward on our mission, to make the commitment to ourselves, to strengthen our step, to stand a little straighter, to walk a little with a bounce in it maybe, or at least with a confidence. Six of Cups. Six of Cups was very popular as well in the weekly readings, and rightfully so because we are in a Mercury retrograde. So it usually is revisiting, rethinking, re-examining. Old exes can come back. People from the past, situations from the past can show up again, or they can develop in very similar ways right now. This is about revisiting anything with a right? Whenever we're in a Mercury retrograde, especially, and that happens about 3 times a year, right? And we're in one right now. So re-examine, refocus, relearn something that you used to know, but you're a little rusty these days. This could definitely have to do with relationships today. How we deal with those relationships, our relationships today because of past relationships. Understanding a little bit more about ourselves by where our triggers lie. What sets us off. What allows us to step forward within relationships. And we have, look at this, the Nine of Pentacles. We're inside, and I know it's not a tunnel, but I see it as a tunnel. We're inside the shadows yet, but we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We see that we are making progress, however slow, however tedious. So let's stop there and go back to our strong King of Swords here. Now, this could be very much our attitudes today of we want to make that commitment. We want to stand strong and tall. We want to show other people that we've got the leadership skills or the knowledge or the answer. So be a little cautious with that, okay? Be a little cautious with that because we're supposed to be backtracking. We're supposed to be backing up and thinking about things. Because we don't want the information we give or the action we do to be taken in the wrong way. And if we haven't thought it through completely, it's probably a bad idea to step forward and announce something or say something or do something to especially impress somebody else, because the message probably will not get through today. In fact, it could just cause the opposite effect. So we are strong. We could be very opinionated today. We could be very judgmental today. Be careful of that, especially of other people. You don't know the path they're walking. Just because they're smiling doesn't mean that they aren't crying on the inside. Yes, we can make commitments to ourselves today, but I don't think we should act on those commitments yet. We should think it through. If we want to work out, then is there a group that meets together so that you have a little bit more of a reinforcement with other people and joining other groups, knowing that you could do it very well on your own, but sometimes it makes it more fun and you end up making more of a commitment when it's with other people, because you know they'll say, "Where were you last week? We missed you." So you show up even when you don't want to, and you end up having a blast doing it. Six of Cups. Definitely the energy of the day is to revisit, to re-examine, and learn a little bit more about ourselves. So when you are watching those movies that you'll be playing in your head today of times past, try and do it without an attached emotion. Okay, this can do two things. One is we start thinking that it'll never be as good as it was at that time again in my life, which is the same of wishing for lack to come into your world, because you're stating that it will never be better. Saying it out loud will concrete that in your path forward. Learn from why that relationship didn't work, why that situation evolved in that way. Understand your role that you played. Remember, there's three sides of every story, right? Yours, them, and the truth. Because this could be a very successful day for us to meditate, pray, reflect, and understand something in maybe our demeanor, maybe our behavior, maybe the words we choose, the timing we have. And where it stemmed from and why it's there. And it may have really helped you on your path at a certain point. But now it's time to re-examine how you go forward in life, how you meet with now. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. I still, we're in shadow here. I get this with the Nine of Wands as well, that we're kind of in shadow when these cards are coming up. Even her dress is darkened at the bottom. We're in shadow. It's not time to step fully forward yet. It's a time to make sure that our placement of our feet are in the right spot so that we don't trip, we don't fall, we can fall very easily with that kind of gown on. So take your time today. Don't risk take today in any way. It's not going to end well, probably. Think before you say. Think before you act. Choose your words carefully. And you don't have to say them on that very moment. You can always say, hey, remember yesterday? Remember last week? We were talking about this. I wanted to say this, or I wanted to do that. What do you think? Let some time and space in there. Maybe it'll never come up again. Get an affirmation card for today. So it's a free will kind of day. There's, we have the King of Swords as kind of a grounder there, but it's more like we are feeling like the King of Swords today. It may not actually be the energy that we can work with, though. We might have to take a chip off that ego of ours today. We don't have to be right all the time. We don't have to know all the answers all the time. We don't have to be the person that says yes to anything anybody asks us, any kind of favors or obligations or responsibilities they're trying to put on our plate. And yes, maybe you can handle it. Let them know next week, or maybe the week after even. The Eight of Air. Release from denial. Seeing things as they are in clarity. And we hear that train in the distance. I don't know if you can hear the train. Saying release from denial. Let it go. When that train moves forward, it's not carrying everything it passed and picks it up on the way. It stays on the track, and it only minds itself. It knows it started the journey with what it needed, and it doesn't look for anything more than more tracks on which to roll. With Spirit at my side encouraging me, I open my eyes to see things as they really are. To be disillusioned is to free myself from illusions that keep me from growth and healing I deserve, so I bid goodbye to illusions that have clouded my vision. Honesty gives me the strength and courage to face whatever I have to face. So allow yourself, when we have past memories, okay, we don't really remember them, just maybe how they actually happened. We kind of twist it a little, so that we don't remember all the pain or all the tears or all the sorrow or all the chaos. That's why women can have more than one baby. So it's breaking through the illusion. If you watch yourself back when you had a baby, you'd be like, oh my goodness, I do remember that now. And you might not even want to go there. But whatever you're looking back at, whatever hurt or sorrow, acknowledge the sorrow. Be truthful with yourself about the chaos you walked through or the sorrow you had to endure, the depression, the unhappiness, the confusion, the restlessness. Because you'll learn from it today, and it'll be a strength going forward. So I bid goodbye to illusions that have clouded my vision. Honesty gives me the strength and courage to face whatever comes my way. And an animal. So we could be a little reminiscent today. make sure that you're not running into things today, okay? Make sure you've got a firm footing. I saw that dress today as, usually we're very grounded with that dress. I see that first, but today I just thought, wow, we're going to trip. We're not careful. We're just going to fall. And that's going to slow us down. We don't want to be slowed down. Look at that. The owl comes out with wisdom. Second sight, magic, secrets, truth and wisdom. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we be more like that wise old bird? If owl has arrived in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom in which spans your earthly years. Those who come in contact with you may be drawn to you for sage advice, your second sight, and your keen ability to keep secrets. You can sense the truth and untruth in people and in situations, though you don't always follow through on your gut instincts. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly and to believe in your psychic abilities, which are a gift. Owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or being untruthful. This is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on the feelings you have with your second sight, for if you don't, you may indeed regret it later on. So Owl is saying that we need to pay attention to what our gut is saying. We need to, it's always when we leap forward and we're just going to say something or we're just going to do something. We'll set this right. And then later you go home and you're like, oh, why didn't I say this? Man, that would have just been like the knockout. So follow your gut. Follow your instincts. Follow your intuition. Take that step back. Replay it in your mind. Understand what they were really saying. And maybe you don't want to invite that energy around you anymore. Maybe you want to keep a little bit of distance between you and that person. That's okay. I wouldn't be telling them exactly what I thought about them today. I would meditate on that. I would think things through. I would say, what will this action bring me? What will these words bring me? Be like the wise old owl. The more he saw, the less he spoke. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.